All right, all right, all right. It's 8 p.m. on the University of Texas campus. My name is Rusty, WZ5VBS, and you're now listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's Weekly Net. Unlike that A&M club, we start our nets on time because we take ham radio serious. Those A&M guys just got into ham radio for all the girls. We're here every Wednesday night on the University Link repeater system, frequency 441.325, and the tone is 97.4, transmitting from the University of Texas in Austin and covering the greater Austin area. For more information about the University Link repeater system, visit ka5d.com. This net is also heard through the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. To see all the fun things the Oak Hill folks are up to, visit n5oak.org. If you're using the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club's repeater system, be sure your tone is set to 114.8. For those of you that like to play on Echolink, or if you're on a plane, or just someplace that you can't be by the radio, you can connect up to two different Echolink nodes, KA5D-R or K5TMT-R. For those of you with an All-Star node, you can also come play. Just connect via node 51444. Tonight's net is a controlled net, meaning stations should refrain from transmitting until designated check-in or comment times. We will not have any scheduled pauses for emergency traffic, but we will yield the air for any breaking emergency. With that in mind, please leave room between check-ins and any transmissions to allow for emergency traffic. I am horrible at quick keying. You can just ask Randy, KC3NAG, so I will probably be doing it the worst. If you're a quick key, we still love you. If you have any emergencies during the net, please say break, and we'll pause the net and try to help. That is, if you get in between our quick keying. The UT Amateur Radio Club Weekly Net is a social net with the purpose of getting a great group of radio operators together to share knowledge, discuss club activities, ask questions, and just generally keep in touch. All hams are invited, both new and experienced. It's very easy to check into this net. It's just a little bit. I'm going to start asking for check-ins. I'll take down a list, and all of you want to participate. Once we have everyone checked in, I'll go down the list one at a time and give you the floor. Feel free to ask questions pertaining to ham radio or any other interesting things you might want to come up with. Tell us about something you've been working on. You know, we've got a lot of projects. We've got a lot of nerdy-type people in here with a lot of fun projects, so I'm looking forward to hearing about those. For those of you just joining in on the fun, you're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club. Our call sign is N5XU, and we're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. If you wish to participate on the University Link repeater system, be sure your tone is set to 97.4. If you're using the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system, be sure the tone is set to 114.8. This is Rusty, WZ5VBS, and I am your net control for tonight. So we're going to get things started off with some club announcements. Are there any announcements from the UT club members that you want to share? Any UT club members want to get in here and tell us about some club announcements? That would be fantastic. How intriguing. All right, well, let's open the floor to our A&M folks. We got any fun club announcements coming out of Texas A&M? Y'all doing anything fun up there? Yeah, we're still waiting for those A&M guys to turn the radios on. The net starts at 8, but they usually hear about 9:30, so we'll see. Well, such is life. You can visit the UT calendar online at calendar.utexas.edu for upcoming events and announcements. If you're a UT student and want to join the UT Amateur Radio Club, you can send an email to n5xu@utlist.utexas.edu. There will be a quiz. All right, it's time for short time check-ins. If you want to check in and get on the log but don't have any comments tonight, just say no traffic. I won't take general comments from the short timers, and if you check in as a short timer and you later want to rejoin the net, feel free to do a recheck. To check into tonight's net, please state your name slowly and clearly. When giving your call sign, please use standard ITU phonetics if you know them. This gives everyone an opportunity to learn them, and it makes it easier for me, and that is the most important thing. With that, let's get tonight's net started. Short time check-ins. Please come with your name and call sign now. This is AI-5A, Rick in South Austin. Good evening.
This is AI-5 and OK.
Well, we got Rick and we got an Anderson. Anybody else want to come play in the short time check-ins? All we need is your name and your call sign.
Andy, AI5YI.
Oh, you were super crackly on that. Come again, please.
Andy, Kilo India 5, Yankee India Tango.
All right, KI5YIT. Anybody else want to come play with us?
Kilo Golf 5, Papa Alpha Kilo.
Kilo Golf 5, Papa Alpha Kilo. What is your name, sir?
Yeah, this is Brian, mobile out of Dripping Springs.
Roger, we got Brian Mobile in Dripping Springs. Anybody else want to come play in the short time check-ins? Come on with it.
This is Chris, Kilo India 5, Lima November, mobile, no traffic.
All right, we got two mobiles. So let's go chat with Brian, who is mobile in Dripping Springs, KG5PAK. What you up to this week, man? Anything fun and exciting?
Yeah, no, just soccer practice, and it's getting pretty darn cold out right about now. Forgot to bring a jacket.
I know, man. The weather has been so bizarre. I keep a hoodie and like a little vest, you know, like a little goose down vest in the truck, because you never know. Well, all right, man. Well, is this your first time to check into the UT net?
Yes, it is.
Fantastic, man. Thanks for playing. We're the UT club, and we're here every Wednesday, N5XU. We also play over in the Oak Hill area, and I don't know if you're a member of the Oak Hill Club as well, but we're all one big happy ham radio family down here in Austin. Well, Brian, nice to meet you. Thanks for checking in mobile, and I hope you don't freeze your buns off. Let's go chat with Chris, who is mobile, KI5LNN. Chris, what you up to, man? I learned about these pregnant pauses from the A&M Club. They are like amazing. They will just sit here for like 30 seconds and not say anything. So I'm trying to be like them. All right, well, maybe Chris ran out of signal. So, Chris, have a good night, and thanks for checking in, Mobile. Let's go up and talk to Rick, AI5A. I saw some pictures on the UT Discord. Y'all were doing some repeater repairs, and you let the kiddos tag along, man. What's going on, Rick?
Yeah, good evening, Rusty, and the rest of the net. Well, yeah, we were up there on Sunday morning, and got the 220 repeater, hopefully back on the air. It's linked in again. We replaced one of the jumpers. We're going to see how that holds up, and hopefully minimizes some of the interference we were seeing. But yeah, we'll just have to see. So 224.1 should be back in service for the time being, and I guess if anyone notices any trouble, any weird feedback sounds coming from it, let me know. Ping me on the Oak Hill Discord, and try to take the next step and see what that is. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Had a couple of the UTARC members up with us, and got a tour of the UTARC club room after that. So that was cool. It was my first time up there, and they have a nice up there. So it was cool to get a tour. But yeah, that's about all that's going on in my world right now. Not a whole lot else to report right now, and yeah, but good to check in. My first time being on the net here in quite a while, so just happened to see the radios light up, and had a minute to spare. Figured I would check in short time. So thanks for running the net, Rusty. Talk to you later. WZ5BBS and the net AI5A.
Roger, man. Thanks for checking in, and thanks for fixing the repeater. Now I can have a reason to go buy a 220 radio. Next on the list, it's Anderson, KI5NLK. Anderson's in the garage, mechanicing in, but he promised me he would check in. So thank you, Anderson, for making that happen. How was dinner, and what's going on in the garage?
Yeah, 5NLK here. Thanks for letting me check into the net. Yeah, dinner was good. It was tasty. I got some sort of a fish, Thai food, but it was great. Yeah, in the garage, I'm just some stuff. I probably could have said no traffic. I jumped and grabbed the radio before I thought myself. I gotta say something.
Well, your signal is terrible, and so is your audio, but we got most of what you said, and, we'll put you in. I'm glad you didn't say no traffic. I figured you were gonna, but nobody in here did no traffic. So we will let you be. Go back to playing in your mechanicing world, and thanks for checking in, man. Always fun to hear you on the repeater. Next on the list is Andy, KI5YIT. Andy, what you doing this weekend, or what you doing for the week? I'm used to doing this on Thursdays and Fridays. This is my first Wednesday net. I'm so excited. Andy, what are you doing?
KI5YIT. Right now, nothing crazy. Just sitting here playing the video game. Earlier today, I was working on getting the two fire sticks installed on my Suburban. Didn't have much luck. Turns out the fire ring that comes with the all-in-one kit isn't all that great. Probably going to throw that in the trash. Otherwise, nothing crazy going on. Just the regular Easter festivities this weekend and hanging out with the family. Back to you.
Right, it's Easter this weekend, and the Oak Hill Club is doing brunch on Saturday. So if y'all are interested, I'm sure you got family stuff and whatnot, but if you don't have any plans on Saturday at 10:30, we're going down to Kyle to the Texas Pie Factory, and we're going to pig out. So I'm looking forward to that. So if y'all are looking for something to do Saturday morning, come pig out with the club, hang out with a bunch of nerds. It'll be a whole lot of fun. All right, well, that is our first round of short-time check-ins in the books. Let's do a quick ID just to make things legal and fun. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5XU. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater systems. We are also tied into A&M. So some of these at one point these A&M people are going to come check in. I know it. I can feel it. So, my name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight's net. We're going to go ahead and do round number 2 on the short time check-ins. So, if you just want to get in and you don't have anything to say, just tell us no traffic. We'll skip right past you. If you want to get in on round number 2 of the short time check-ins, now is the time. Come with your name and call sign.
Kilo Tango 4 Charlie Oscar Sierra Jacob.
I got a Jacob, KT4COS. Anybody else want to hang out with Jacob on round number 2? Come with your name and call sign. Well, Jacob, it looks like you're it. Welcome to the net, man, and thanks for checking in with us. You got anything fun going on this week, or is it just the same old, same old?
Yeah, no, I think all the fun stuff for this week got taken care of today. I drove all the way from Aggieland up to the DFW area to have some work done on my truck. And I am just rolling back into Aggieland now, so just happened to tune into the repeater and catch the net going on. Happy to be here.
Well, very cool, man. Yeah, that's a long drive from Aggieland to the DFW just to get your truck worked on, but I've got a dentist up there, and so I feel you on that. When you're comfortable with people, that's where you go. Well, it sounds like your truck is working and running, and everything's good. I'm knocking on wood for you, so nothing happens. How much longer you got till you're back in Aggieland?
I'm already in the sort of greater Aggieland area. I've got probably another 15-20 minutes before I actually get to my driveway and get out of the vehicle, but that's not too bad. It's always the last 15 minutes that just drag on and on, you know?
Yes, sir. It's I grew up in a ranch just west of Fort Worth, and whenever I drive, once I get to Hamilton, which is about an hour away from the house, I feel like I'm at home, and my brain just kind of clicks out of gear, and so it's kind of hard to realize where I am, and I look up, and it's like, oh, hey, I'm home. But yeah, those last 15 minutes are kicker. Well, thanks, Jacob, for hanging out with us, and I think that's going to do it for our short time check-ins. We had, 6 people check in. We have 3 people mobile. We got lots of people driving around on Wednesday. All right, we're going to move to regular check-ins, but first, let me do a station ID. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club. Our call sign is N5XU, and we're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater systems. If you wish to participate and you're listening on the University Link repeater system, set your tone to 97.4. If you're on the Oak Hill system, the tone is 114.8. My name is Rusty. My call sign is WZ5BBS, and I am your net control for tonight. I'll be looking for regular check-ins shortly. No membership is required. Any licensed operator is welcome to check into the net. New hams are encouraged to check in, so if you're new, we would love to have you and hang out with you and see what it's all about. Tonight's question, we got a question for y'all. What school is better, UT or A&M? I figured that'd get a little something going. It is officially time for regular check-ins, and y'all know the drill. We're going to kick off regular check-ins, and we're going to look for anyone that just got licensed or has never checked into the net before. I totally stole this from the A&M guys because I loved it. So, if you just got licensed or you have never checked into the UT net before, this is your time. Come with your name and call sign now. I need a cricket sound effect. It'd be awesome. All right. Well, screw the new guys and people that haven't checked in. If you're a regular and you like to hang out and chat, come with your name and your call sign. Let's get this net started.
KI-5, CTW, Blake and Spicewood. What's up?
Kilo India 5, Papa Zulu November, Ernesto.
I got Ernesto, KI-5, PZN, and I heard a Mike, but y'all were doubling. I didn't get your call sign. So, Mike, come back with your call sign, please, sir.
Kilo 5, Romeo Fox Tango.
All right, Radio Free Texas, K Pasa, man. All right, anybody else want to check in, or regular check-ins? Come with your name and call sign, please.
This is
CTW, Blake and Spicewood. What's up, y'all?
This is N5LX, Sky and Oak Hill.
All right, we got Sky. Blake, I got you in there. KI-5 ZTW, I got you in there. You were first on the list. Anybody else after Sky? So we got one Aggie, and he was driving. We got no Aggies up there listening that want to check in? Come on, y'all. Get in here with your name and call sign. I know you're listening. I don't know why, but I really like making y'all wait. I guess I'm dumb. All right, well, let's go to the top of the list and go talk to Blake, KI-5ZTW. Blake, how you been, man? How was your weekend? What you up to? And you got any skin in this game of which school is better, UT or A&M?
Hey, actually I don't. I mean, I was born and raised in Texas, ended up going to military school outside of the state, so when I came back to Texas for college, my grades weren't good enough to get into either one of them, so I ended up in San Marcos. But if I had to take a pick, I would probably pick A&M just because it's closer to home and et cetera. But yeah, so the week was good. Didn't do much. Wife and I are leaving out about dark 30 tomorrow for Arkansas, and I've got my 2-meter rig programmed for repeaters all the way up there. I'm going to be trying my little 6100 10-watt HF rig when I get up there with my infed antenna for the first time on 10 meters and see what I can do. Looking forward to it.
Very cool, man. You know, I did the same thing. Last weekend, I went to East Texas, Mont Alba, which is just, it's in between Palestine and Athens. And man, I went and I set up all the repeaters and I did all the stuff, and I was going to talk on the radio, and it was going to be great, and I was going to make some new friends. And a buddy of mine ended up catching a ride with me up there and back, and we just ended up talking the whole time and catching up and retelling old stories. And so I say I missed out. I didn't get to talk on the repeaters. I really didn't miss out. But the fact that you graduated from San Marcos means that you're good at partying, and that's the fun part. So if we want to have fun, Blake is the man. You got anything else for us, Blake, before we let you go? Or actually, before we do that, anybody have anything for Blake before we let him go? I got nothing, man. All right, Blake, you got anything for us before we let you go?
I got nothing. Y'all have a good time over the weekend. Have a great Good Friday, Easter, all that. Enjoy time, and look forward to checking with y'all next week when I get back. 73.
Roger, man. Safe travels. We'll see you next week. Next up is Ernesto, KI5PZN. And for those of you that don't know, Ernesto is the brand new shiny president of the Austin Amateur Radio Club. Could not be happier for you, man. Welcome to the Wednesday Night Net. I was really kind of surprised you didn't pick this up, but I feel that you're busy. So what you got going on, and what do you care? UT, A&M, you got any preferences, man?
KI5PZN. Hello, Rusty, and everybody on the net. Before we go there, I have a question for you. Does it get confusing when, do you have to stop yourself from saying what you want to say when you're doing the IDs because you're used to running the other net? Back to you.
Not really. I mean, it does trip me up a little just because I get in the rhythm, but I'm like Ron Burgundy. I have a teleprompter sitting here next to the radio, and as long as I read the teleprompter, and, if anybody gets a hold of my teleprompter, I'm screwed because I literally read everything from the teleprompter. Some of it's ad-lib, but for the most part, the IDs and whatnot, it's all read. So it's I went through, and this is the first time I've done Wednesday, and so I did go in and kind of zhuzh the script for me and kind of make it the way that I wanted it, because I'm used to reading my name and my call sign, not, like your name, your call sign. So I did go and kind of mess with it, but it's fun, and I'm glad the UT guys trust me with this, i.e. everybody's too busy to do it. So, yeah, it's fun. What are you up to, man?
Awesome, man. I'm glad that you're not getting too confused. Usually when you get all relaxed and this trip for me, I start messing things up. I couldn't pick it up because I'm still working, man. Otherwise I would have jumped in it because I really like running the net. But to answer your question, I didn't go to either one of those schools, but I would say I'll go with UT because they're hosting the 441-775 repeater for the Oak Kilometer Radio Club. So, all right, I'll go with that. Let it reset. And this week's been interesting. I became, like Russ said, the president of the Austin Amateur Radio Club. I'm still kind of shocked at that, but I'm really excited about it. Looking forward to help out the guys and do all kinds of fun stuff also with all the other clubs, because like Rusty said earlier, we are a big family, so we're going to be doing fun stuff. I'm also looking forward to tomorrow's net and the trivia net on Friday. I'm going to reset. And Saturday should be pretty busy and fun. I'm going to take the day off from work, and I'll work on Sunday. But I'll take Saturday off. I'm going to do Waterloo breakfast early in the morning because I get up early, and then there's a brunch with the Oak Kilometer Radio Club in Kyle, Texas. We're going to go over there. I think Mineta might go as well. And hopefully there's a little bit of fox hunting on Saturday as well. So that's what's up. Back to net control.
Yeah, buddy. It's going to be a Saturday of breakfast. So should we do the Williamson County and just like get up at 4 and go do the 6 a.m. breakfast as well and just have like a whole morning of breakfast and followed by fox hunting and then a nap?
You know, if Deacon wasn't going to be with me, I would dare you to do it, but Enrique's going to be with me, and I don't want to drag him that early. Otherwise, you'll be on the hook.
Well, God bless Enrique, man, because I didn't want to do it, but I was gonna if, we were gonna 3 breakfast it. It's been a while since I've had 3 breakfasts, within 4 hours. I'm looking forward to the Kyle trip. That's gonna be fun. Go hang out at the pie factory. Well, all right. Anybody got anything for Ernesto? Come say hi, congratulations, anything like that. Come with your name and call sign.
KC5G.
Right ahead, Philip.
Hey, Ernesto, congrats on that. Didn't know that you were even running for president for the AARC, so congratulations, man. Back to net.
Thank you, Philip. I didn't know either, but but I won. Thank you.
Yeah, you should have seen his face. We were at Waterloo having breakfast, and he was just like, they want me to be the president. And I'm like, of Waterloo? Like, no, it's fantastic. I'm looking forward. He's the president of Austin. I'm the president of Oak Hill. We got Young as the president of the UT club. So many presidents. One of us is going to end up getting indicted. It's not going to be me. Next on the list is Mike, K5RFT. Mike, man, how's your week gone?
K5RFT here. Week is going well. Still working on getting everything together for the getting the new station on the air, and lots of. I've built this table and cabinet here to put everything on. Of course, built it in the garage, painted it. After I took it apart, brought it all upstairs, put it back together, and basically had to rebuild it, of course. But that's all part of the fun. Did want to wish Ernesto either congratulations or condolences, whichever one are in order. And anyway, that's what's happening here. I am looking to would like to touch base with Ray K5BZI if he's around.
Well, let's see if we can summon Ray from his work. The other thing to do is go. I just looked. You're not on Discord, Mike. Come play with us on Discord, and that's a great way. Ray, K5BZI, are you out there listening?
Comment.
I think I saw a post about 4 o'clock this morning, and I don't know if he was just going to bed or what, but his schedule's crazy. But Mike, come join us over on Discord. Go to the website, n5oak.org, and go join us on Discord, man. And then you can talk to us all privately, and you can also join in all of our fun ham radio games.
Well, I did that, and I was still trying to figure out how to navigate my way around that site. So, but I did get into it. So somebody will have to tell me where y'all like to hang out there.
Well, I'm looking, man, and I don't see you in our Discord. So I don't know that you have made it all the way in. You might want to try that again. I've got 4 mics that I see pop up here, and I don't see anything with that, and I don't see anything when I type in your call sign either. So maybe go take a look, because, yeah, I don't think you have made it 100% into our Discord. Go at the very bottom, there's a little Join Discord button, and when you click on that, it should dump you into our Discord, and then we'll have to approve your account. So once we know who you are, and we'll be chatting with you through that just to see who you are, how's it going, and all that stuff. So give that a try again, because, yeah, I don't see you in our Discord.
All right, we'll give it another try. We'll be in touch. K5 Radio Free Texas.
Yeah, man, we need you in the Discord so we can hang out and you can stay up to date on all the fun stuff that we're up to. So yeah, make that happen. And I think we'll. I like what Kent said. Kent said you got to say Ray's call sign 3 times. So K5BZI, K5BZI, K5BZI. Are you there? Well, no doubt some hairy gorilla showed up beside some poor woman in the bathroom, so we'll hear about that on the news. All right, Mike. Well, man, have a good week. Thanks for checking in with us. Let's go talk to Sky N5LX. Sky, man, how you been?
Hey, Rusty, N5LX. I'm doing okay. I thought it was funny when you started the net. It was like crickets, and I figured everybody must be studying, right? But anyway, UT versus A&M. The first school I went to was East Texas State University in Commerce, Texas. It's kind of northeast of Dallas. And it was a little independent ag school, which at some point they almost went out of business, and then the A&M system took them over. So, I don't know, maybe not technically, but I could say that I've been to A&M, and then I transferred to UT and graduated from UT, and I don't know, I think both schools have their positive attributes, and UT I'm more familiar with. They have some big problems, but there are a lot of good things about it too. Reset. I don't know, I haven't been up to much, just kind of getting my health back. I was watching, for some reason I lost my voice, I don't know why. I've been watching the Sergio Leone spaghetti westerns, like in chronological order, with the really amazing music by Ennio Morricone, and sort of getting a big kick out of that. And congratulations to Ernesto for becoming president of AARC. That's pretty awesome, man. Looking forward to you guys coordinating some activities and stuff. That's about it. Back to you.
Yeah, so I did the same thing. Where I grew up, there was Tarleton State University, and it was a Texas school, and they got absorbed by A&M, and so you could the professors that taught at Tarleton, their wives were the ones that taught at the high school there, and so pretty much if you graduated from Stephenville High School, you would get shooed into Texas or into Tarleton, and you could do kind of your prereq stuff and get all the BS out of the way, and then you could move right into A&M because all your credits would transfer and take care of that stuff there. And Tarleton is it's going gangbusters. They've opened a campus in Fort Worth. I think they're in Waco. So it has turned out to be quite the little commuter school, and it's plugged into the TAMU system. So yeah, and then you spent quite a bit of time at UT, and I'm sure you know about the UT problems better than most. And I have a feeling that you have a counterpart somewhere in life that worked at A&M that you two could trade some war stories.
Yeah, it's a deep rabbit hole, but I mean, I met some just amazing people, A&M graduates, really great engineers, good people. Same holds true for UT. I mean, it's, I don't know, without going too deep into it, I mean, I think one of the main things, and maybe it's a kind of a systemic thing, broader issue, but from what I understand, the tuition rates for universities are real top-heavy. The tuition has gone up like 1,300% over the course of the last 40 years, above baseline inflation, and the really top-heavy they create a lot of departments and a lot of just superfluous garbage that has nothing to do with education or research, and it kind of, I think that the trajectory they're on it's not sustainable. I mean, at some point the higher education pedigrees are going to be beyond the reach of most people, and they kind of force people into getting these loans, which are just ridiculous. I mean, people can't pay them off because tuition is so high. But anyway, it's a deep subject. N5LX, I'm glad I went to school, and I really enjoyed working there, but it's not without its problems.
Amen, man. I am not college educated. I'm self-taught, and the one beauty of that for me is that I'm not scared of anything because I didn't know anything to begin with, and so it's up to me to figure it out. And so I don't need a book or somebody to tell me how. You just go sit in front of it and bang your head into it enough until you figure it out. And that has really served me well. Because I'm not afraid to not know, and I'm not afraid to go, I don't know what this is, but I'm really good at spending a couple hours and telling you where I'm stuck. And I've found that skill is really good because once you can do that and you can communicate all the things that you don't know, you can figure things out a whole lot quicker with other people's help. So, I was never a school type. So as soon as I got out of high school, I was like, enough. I did, I guess, about half of my freshman year at Tarleton and was just like, this sucks. So I'm out. Well, all right. Well, we got Sky hanging out with us. Anybody want to talk to Sky? Nothing heard. Well, Sky, are you going to put out the Sky Fox this weekend? Any ideas on that?
Oh yeah, planning. So keep your eyes on Discord. I'll post something in the next couple of days. Well, probably Thursday. But yeah, I'm planning on it, so it should be fun. N5LX back to net control.
Right on, man. Well, thanks for checking in. And don't forget, this Saturday, I know you're not too much fun when you go out to eat, but we're going to the Texas Pie Factory on Saturday for brunch at 10:30. So if you want to come hang out, we would love to see you. And it's actually kind of closer, down in your neck of the woods. Actually, it might be about the same to Waterloo. But either way, we would love to have you. Well, that is the end of round number 1. Regular check-ins. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's weekly net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N5XU. Every Wednesday night right here at 8 p.m. on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I am your net control for tonight's net. We are at the beginning of round 2 for the regular check-ins. I'm wondering if the A&M folks are asleep, or if they're studying, or if they just forgot. But if you want to come and hang out with us tonight, come with your name and call sign.
This is Golf 5, Kilo Victor Julia, KG5, KVJ, Garrett, and Buda.
All right, we got Garrett. Anybody else? Anybody? Somebody. Show up with your name and call sign. I want to talk.
This is Kilo India 5, Romeo Bravo Tango, Kent in Pflugerville.
Hey, we got Kent. All right. Can we get a third person to check in? It's like pulling teeth with y'all. Good Lord. All right. Well, let's go talk to Garrett. KG5, KVJ. What's going on, Dad?
This is KG5 KVJ here. Rusty, appreciate you running the net tonight. I kind of sneak on here and, talk for a little bit because it's a bit shorter net than the Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club net is. But I heard you talking about your college experience and kind of how you think, and it really resonated with me. I ain't gay, but that was it's like, man, I totally understand this cat because that's kind of how I live my life. Yeah, no, all I wanted to say was, hi, and, thanks for your life experience, and, appreciate you doing the net. KG5, KVJ, Bat Net Control.
Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate that. How's the family doing? You can't leave without a baby update. Come on now.
Oh my gosh, you are fantastic at that. Yeah, no, Matilda, she's starting to crawl. Actually, she backed herself into a folding chair that I had in my office today, and it fell on her, so that was a bit of a catastrophe this morning. But she's moving around, and she's getting very vocal. She's screaming now, and that's not particularly fun. But raising a kid, it just comes with its hooks and its jabs. So, she's growing bigger, too. Every time my wife pulls out a piece of clothing for her, it's like she's not that big. There's no way she's going to be that big, and of course she is. We put her in there for one day, and she's already outgrown it. So anyway, back to you, Rusty.
Yeah, I grew up. I have lots of adopted nephews, and my real nephew that lives down here, he's a wonderful little kid, but he's a little gentle. You got to be gentle around him, and he got one of the missile things that you put in the backyard with the thing that you stomp on, and the air pressure blows the missile out. And so he and Uncle Rusty were playing in the backyard, and I was like, all right, I'm going to jump my fat butt up in the air, and this thing is going to go forever. And as soon as I jumped up, he got scared, and he looked down at the missile, and man, I came down, and that thing just tagged him right in the face. And I felt terrible, and he ran off crying, and I'm just like, man, and my brother's just like, yeah, you can't kill him. He's like, he'll bounce back, it'll be fine. But man, making a little kid cry just melts your heart, and it was awful. I apologized and bought him ice cream and the whole bit, but it was terrible. Well, all right, well, we got Garrett hanging out with us. Anybody want to come say hi to Garrett now? It's your chance.
And 5LX.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I want to hear a story about Matilda. That sounds really interesting. It's fun to listen to. It's like I think part of it is age. When you're my age, it's kind of fun to hear about what little kids are up to and the parents trying to negotiate the whole parenting thing.
I'm not going to lie, what you just said there with that key word negotiate, and that's pretty much what it is. And it is a negotiation of, you're in my space, and we'll have to accommodate you, and it's pretty interesting to see what to do to accommodate this kid. And I'm sure it's going to get more and more interesting as they get older. A bookcase might fall down at some point, so I'm trying to anticipate that and trying to tack things into the wall and any vanities we have. That are close to a wall, I can tack them to the wall with some screws and whatnot. So yeah, negotiate, absolutely.
Yeah, when I was a kid, I got into all kinds of trouble, and I think one of the things that distinguished me from other kids, my mom noticed it first, is I used to take things apart. And I think they kind of figured, well, he's probably going to be like a technician or an engineer, But, watching kids grow up is really fun. And, yeah, you got to keep the outlets covered up and all that kind of stuff.
About this one, if she's going to be putting things in the outlet, I kind of hope so, but kind of hope not. However, I did remember when I was a kid taking a bunch of records that my mom owned and because we thought they were Frisbees. We were throwing them off the top floor of our house, and my mom was just destroyed because there were some really valuable ones in there. But, KQ5 KVJ, back to you.
Fun. I appreciate you sharing that with us. This is N5LX back to net.
Yeah, and just to clarify, they have to cover up the plugs for Garrett. Otherwise, he's, running around sticking his tongue in their things. So that's more for him instead of Matilda. All right, well, hey, Garrett, thanks for checking in with us. We're way past due for a Garrett net. So, if you ever have the time, we would love to have you back on as net control. Until then, send our love to the family, and, stay sane, brother. We're always here for you. Next on the list is Kent, KI5RVT, our very own trivia robot. Kent, what's going on, man?
Not much. I wasn't planning on getting on the net tonight. I wasn't planning on doing anything but sitting on my butt tonight, and I ended up cleaning in the bedroom and cleaning in the office and throwing a bunch of stuff away. So thought I'd sit down, turn on the radio, see what was going on. It's been a busy week, and I've got to interview some security engineers tomorrow, so hopefully that goes well. And just looking forward to the weekend and going to the dump again. That's become a thing for me. But that's about it.
Dude, going to the dump is fun. I haven't been to this one. The last one I went to, we had a fridge at the house die, and so I got to go to the dump in Tampa, which was super fun. And man, you don't realize how much crap people throw away until you go to the dump, and it's a little overwhelming. So what all you throwing away at the dump, man? I mean, we've got a perfectly good SwapNet channel for a bunch of crap. So what you throwing away?
Right now, it's mostly boxes and cardboard. I found out that they do recycling for free, so I don't have to hold on to it until I have, a truck full and $40 in my pocket. My wife had an Etsy store for a while, and she collected a lot of boxes. Some cleared out the sheds, and I get a lot of garbage, a lot of coax connectors that come in a box the size of a microwave, and so I've just been breaking boxes down and putting them in other boxes and putting that in the back of the truck, and it's become a thing, and I'm cleaning up. My hoarding tendencies seem to be abating a little bit. But so I'm pretty happy about that. KI5RVT.
Dude, that's too funny. I had a friend who was a little on the hoarder side, and it was just the same thing. He would get stuck. So he had one whole long hallway. He used to get the paper back when that existed, and he never read them. And so he would pick them up outside, bring them in the house, and just set them in the hallway. And I'm just like, why don't you just give me $50 a year, and I'll just light it on fire? I'm just like, this is the stupidest crap I've ever seen. And so he went out of town. He had newspapers, and I bet he had 400 newspapers that still had the rubber band on them. And then he had a whole other room that was full of boxes that he never could get rid of because someday he was going to recycle. So he was like, hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. Will you, come feed the cat and this and that? And I loaded up all of that crap in the back of my truck and threw it away. And when he showed up, he was flipping out, and he was like, well, did you at least recycle all that? And I was like, oh, totally. It went right into the recycle. The whole bit. That was all he was worried about. And so, yeah, I threw away a bunch of his crap. Because I'm a good friend. That's what good friends do. They throw your shit away. All right, well, we got Kent, KI5RVT, hanging out with us. Anybody want to say hi to Kent? Now's your chance. Be that way. All right, Kent, thanks for checking in with us, man, and glad to see you got stuff going in the right direction, and, take some pictures of the dump. I'd be interested to see what the Austin dump looks like. I'm just kind of weird like that, though. All right, well, that's the end of round number 2. let's do a quick ID. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's Weekly Net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club, call sign N5XU. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater systems. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS. I'm your net control for tonight. And we're going to open up round number 3 of regular check-ins, and we would love to talk to you. So we got somebody, I apparently doubled with somebody at the end. Thank you, Ernesto. So whoever I was doubling with, by all means, come in with your name and call sign.
No, it was just me, Rusty, KG5KVJ. I just had a quick comment, but I forgot what it was, so go back to your regularly scheduled programming there.
Roger, man. Sorry for cutting you off. All right, round 3. Somebody, come talk to me. Call sign, name, make it happen. Now's the time.
This is Kilo India 5, Zulu India Bravo.
Oh man, I don't speak packet. Otherwise, I would totally be chatting. Somebody's got their APRS on though. If you got APRS, you're polluting our space. All right, anybody else besides Brandon want to come talk? You know you do. Now's the time. Call, name, and call sign. Make it happen. Come on. It's almost 9 o'clock. Well, let's go talk to Brandon, KI5ZIB. Brandon, how's it going? The question for tonight is, which school is better, UT or A&M? And I don't know if you went to either one of them or if you think someone's better. So tell us, which school is better, these two or the one that you attended?
Man, that's a good question. Well, I attended neither, but I gotta say that I do a bunch of work with the people at Texas Advanced Computing Center at UT, so I'm a fan of them mostly just for the names of their high-performance computing stuff. Like they've got like Stampede, Lone Star, Mustang. They give them really cool names. So I'm into that. I'm into UT, but yeah, that's my take.
Thanks to Mel Brooks. Every time I hear Lone Star, I think of Spaceballs. Are the beer, one of the two. That's where my brain goes. Well, all right, so what do you do with the advanced computer nerds over at the UT? Sounds like you got some fun dealings going on with the school.
Yeah, right now I'm working on a project where we're trying to train some AIs for playing a board game called Diplomacy. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Diplomacy, but requires a lot of GPUs, and we've partnered with TAC on that. So that's been pretty fun. The radio distracts me a fair amount from that for the last couple months, I got to admit. But, oh well. Back to you, Rusty.
All right, well, so we need you to develop some AI that will sit on the repeater and talk to people. I think that would be hysterical. Let's see if we couldn't have some conversations going on and just, put it in auto drive. And if they can play diplomacy between diplomacy and chatting with the FCC rules, I think that would be perfect. Can you make that happen for us?
I feel like we probably could. I don't know if anyone's actually tried this, but when I've been troubleshooting radio stuff, I actually ask ChatGPT quite regularly, and it's pretty helpful. I'm not gonna lie. So if you haven't tried that, ask ChatGPT your ham radio questions. If you don't get a response on Discord, because they're not bad. I gotta say, they're not bad.
I just tell it my dreams, and it just tells me I'm disturbing, and then it logs out on me. So that's all I get with ChatGPT. It is very fun, though. My friends have put it to work for, all the best reasons. So we've gotten a big chuckle out of that. Well, we got Brandon, KI5ZIB, hanging out with us. Anybody want to say hi? Come with your name and call sign.
This is Golf 5, Kilo Victor Juliet.
I knew if I waited long enough, somebody would come in. Come on in, Garrett.
I'm not a super huge fan of the AI stuff. I know it's very entertaining and novel right now, but AI, when the internet's out and your power's out, it's not going to tell you how to troubleshoot, a two-cylinder diesel engine or how to hook up a generator to your house. So, there is that usefulness to it. So anyway, KG5KVJ.net.
I totally agree with you. It cannot clean your house for you either. So like the simple stuff. But actually, I do have a question for the net. If anyone has any experience with RF grounding, I was just curious. I'm not sure whether I need it or not for my base station because I've got a dipole and then a dual band antenna hooked up. And I just put in a grounding rod and attached my base station to it, but I don't actually know if it's really relevant for what I've got. So if anyone on the net knows, I'd be curious. Back to the net.
Well, I can tell you I have been playing ham radio for, about 3 years now, and none of my stuff is grounded. And, I'm sure the nerds are crying, but I don't do it. And the 325 dropped, so we just lost out on the UT stuff. So yeah, I don't do it. I know a lot of people that don't do it, but if you do it, somebody come in here and talk to Brandon about grounding and what you do so that I can get the KA5D system back online.
This is KG5KVJ.
Go right ahead, sir.
So for grounding, I don't ground my equipment right now, but if you're going for something like an end-fed half wave or something end-fed, you want a lot of grounding because your tuner's going to be picking up a lot of the other side of that signal. Right now, for what your setup, what you said it was, you don't need a whole lot of it, but when you get into the crazier end of ham radio, then I would say ground your equipment and have a good ground in it. And that's a can of worms with the grounding stuff because these guys they'll just you can do 4 feet down, you can do 8 feet down. Some guys will say 10 feet down, or have a whole spider web of grounding rods that are 2 feet down. So it's it just depends what your situation is. But for your setup, no, don't worry about it. If you get into end-fed half-wave stuff, then definitely do some grounding stuff. So anyway, KG5KVJ.net.
And 5LX.
Go ahead, Sky.
Yeah, I was just going to add to that. I think his advice about the ground is good, especially for an end-fed antenna. I think they call that a counterpoise, but yeah, the ground is important for those end-fed antennas. But the thing I was going to add to it is I think it's always a good idea to add one of those gas discharge surge protectors in line with your antenna, and maybe with the exception being, if you always keep your rig disconnected when you're not using it, disconnected from the antenna, but I would definitely put some kind of surge protection in there.
Cool. Yeah. No. Thanks, Guy. No, I appreciate that. I did put in a lightning arrestor surge protector for my dipole. I don't have one in line with my fiberglass dual band antenna, just because I wasn't sure if this is conductive with lightning. But I mean, there are metal components on it, so I was thinking about doing that. It's just the cost of those surge protectors kind of starts adding up the more antennas you've got. KI5ZIB, back to the net.
it's one of those things. All right, anybody else have any grounding tips for Brandon before we let him go? Come with your name and call sign. Well, looks like we talked to everybody out. Brandon, you got anything for us before we let you go?
No, I'm still on the fence about whether I'm going to be able to study enough in time to sign up for my general on the 22nd. But if I can get some time and get myself studying, I'm going to be there and testing. Otherwise, I'm going to just try to join the meeting. Otherwise, but yeah, no, appreciate the pointers, everyone. Thanks, and yeah, KI5ZIB, back to net.
Very cool, man. Well, here's the thing. George, K5TR, is going to be presenting at the meeting, and he's a great guy to talk to about grounding because that man knows how to plant antenna farms and make them grow. So he would be a great resource and somebody to chat with about that. So whether or not you get your test knocked out at that as well, definitely come hang out with us at the meeting, April 22nd. It's going to be a fun one.
Cool, yep, no, I'm planning on being there.
All right, well, we have reached the end of round number 2. We've already timed out the KA5D system and reconnected them. Something tells me all our A&M fans have left the building as well. That's not going to stop us, though, because I don't know what the time is as far as records for how long the net is gone. I think Matthew went to 9:15, 9:20, something like that. I ran the record net for the Oak Hill, was it last week? That was an eternity ago. So the Oak Hill net started at 8 and we weren't done until 12:30 in the morning. So I think, if we can get another 15 minutes or so, I can hold the record on this one. So I need some people to come in and check in, have some fun, say some words and some things like that. So come in and check out and hang out with us. Let's go ahead and do another ID. That'll waste a little more time. You're listening to the UT Amateur Radio Club's weekly net, hosted by the University of Texas Amateur Radio Club. Call sign N5XU. We're here every Wednesday night at 8 p.m. right here on the University Link and Oak Hill Amateur Radio Club repeater system. My name is Rusty, WZ5BBS IB Net Control for tonight, and I am begging you to come and check in and talk to us. So show up with your name and call sign. Let's have some conversations.
Kilo 5, RFT, recheck.
All right, we got Mike in there on a recheck. Anybody else?
F5, ZTW on a recheck, Rusty.
We got a Blake on a recheck. Anybody else?
KI5 RBT on a recheck, and I have a comment.
Ooh, Kent has a comment. All right, well let's take Kent's comment on the recheck. Kent, what you got?
Didn't ask what side I fell on between the two schools, A&M and UT. I went to Texas A&M Corpus Christi, so we're not Aggies, and anyone from A&M will proclaim that very loudly. They're actually one of my customers, and they proclaimed that to me the other day. But as far as following the sports teams and stuff, I didn't know until last week that they actually have a decent baseball team, or no, it was basketball team, because one of my coworkers from Baltimore told me, oh yeah, they're a Division I school, and they went really far in the tournament. I went, what sport? He said, I thought you were an alumni. It's like, dude, I don't follow anything hardly except for the Astros, so that's where I fall. Kind of nowhere in between. KI5 RBT, back to net.
Kent's a man without a home. Yeah, I don't care about sports either. I'll pretend, I guess. Like I said, I don't watch football, but I love it when the Cowboys lose. It just makes my day. All right, well, let's go back up to the top and talk to Mike. K5RFT. Mike, what you got, man?
Well, K5RFT here. I forgot to mention on the first check-in on this A&M versus Texas thing, you have to be kidding me. There's a question. Between my wife and I, we each have 2 degrees from UT Austin here, and season tickets to football games and all that kind of stuff. So it's a hands down Longhorn win.
We got Mike in for the UT. So you said you had 2 degrees. Does that mean that you have 4 degrees amongst the 2 of you, or just 1 degree apiece?
EHM.
Oh, I stepped all over you.
I said back 50 years ago, I was also president of the UT Amateur Radio Club when it was W5 EHM.
Very cool, man. So you have lots of stuff. Okay, so my question to you was, you said you had 2 degrees. Does that mean you have 4 degrees between you and your wife, or just 2 between the 2 of you?
She has her bachelor's and master's in library science, and I have 2 engineering degrees, aerospace, and my master's was AA.
So see, guys, that's proof. Even if you are the biggest nerd on the planet, there's still some woman out there that's going to put up with you. So don't give up faith. It will happen. Wow, Mike, you were like super nerd. So are you still working? Are you retired? Or like what are you doing with all the fun degrees?
Well, I worked for had over 50 years in the aerospace electronics business. We put radios and computers on airplanes, and you can read between the lines what all that means. But that was what I did up until about a year ago, March of last year. Retired, and so now I'm doing a whole bunch of volunteer stuff between church and some other things, and decided that during this last freeze, friend of my wife, all they had was just a VoIP internet phone, and of course the power went out, their internet went out, so they had no way to communicate. And so Lori had to drive over there and hey dear, I can solve the communication problem, and with that I got permission to put the station back together.
Very cool, man. Yeah, I had my station together for the Snowpocalypse and Ice-Mageddon, and it was really nice. I've got all my stuff on solar and battery, so it never went down. And it's nice to be able to reach out and talk to people, especially when you don't have any power and you're just bored out of your mind. It's nice to get out there and talk to some people and have some fun. Well, very cool, man. I got my ticket in Fort Worth at the Cowtown Ham Radio Club, and the Cowtown Ham Radio Club was full of all the old guys from Carswell Air Force Base. And so they were all General Dynamics aerospace engineers. Like, they were smart. I felt like such an idiot around them. But they were such a cool group of old guys, and they had such a bunch of fun stories, worked on every plane known to man, all kinds of stuff. And that's kind of when I was like, wow, this is a cool group of people to get involved with, because even if you don't care about ham radio, like, just the stature of the dorks around you, like, you can learn a lot of stuff and have a lot of connections with really cool people, regardless of ham radio.
Oh yeah, there were a lot of hams at various places I worked, so it was for a while I even had my call sign on the business card, and that attracted some attention every once in a while.
Right, because call signs are one of those things, like you just look right past them if you're not a ham, but if you're a ham, you're like, oh, that's a call sign. And people are like, how do you know? I'm just like, I know. Like, you know, it's easy. So it's kind of the easiest way to spot somebody. It's like, ooh, look at that. Well, very cool, man. We got anybody out there who wants to talk to Mike before we let him go yet again? All right, well, Mike, you got anything for us before we let you go?
Live from the nation's capital, this is K5RFT, Radio Free Texas.
Roger, man. All right, go figure out Discord. Go use both of those degrees. Get on Discord, damn it. Come hang out and talk to us. Let's go talk to Blake again, KI5ZTW. Blake, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all? Yeah, I'm the exact opposite of him. When I got to college, all I could do was, I went to my advisor, I was like, what is the degree I can get with the least amount of math? And the exact